Hi everybody, we're here today in Alameda at the Fairlawn office, and we're going to show you this spectacular new True North 34. First boat built by Catalina, and it's an outboard model. So it's got twin 300 Suzukis. The top speed went from 28 knots with a single inboard to now we're up to about 45 knots. And these Suzukis are really nice, quiet, and smooth, and you get a great speed out of them. But take a look at this beauty. She's got a nice dark flag blue hull, and then white top sides with gray non-skid, and she's just a fun boat to run around in, spend the weekend on. Just hop in and take off. So let's go aboard and I'll show you around. They're fast, they're fuel efficient. You get about 1.5 miles a gallon once you get up on plane. 2.5 if you're running them at slow speeds. But you get good range on these, and you'll just love having them. They have a porta-plate system on them which raises and lowers the engines, as well as a tilt system on it, so you can trim the boat with the engines and the porta-plate and really trim her out so she runs nice and smooth, and you get the most speed out of these engines for the RPMs you're running them at. You got a back wall here that does fold down if you want easier access to the engine. But if you're underway, it's nice to have this back wall up so it contains you in the cockpit. Got a nice little cockpit back here. It's got a couple seats right there, a couple small seats that are steps as well outboard. And then you can put a couple folding chairs in here. So you can seat 4 back here. Actually, probably 6 would be really nice. And just hang out. You have nothing above you. There's no bimini above you here. Just out in the open. Underneath the floor here, there's a big storage area. And you also have access to your batteries, your fuel filters, and your steering hydraulics. Underneath this little settee, there's additional storage. Right now there's a fender in there, but nice big storage. So there's access to the top of the fuel tank and the fuel cutoff valves. As you enter the salon, you'll see on the starboard side you have this nice settee with that'll seat about 6 or 7 people, and you have this beautiful teak table with this inlaid compass rose. That's just beautiful. The work that the Catalina Factory does is just really nice. They have really high-end furniture manufacturers down there with them for 30+ years, and they just turn out beautiful product. The fit and finish on this boat is really nice. The teak is really beautiful. The Catalina Factory cuts all their own teak and starts from raw teak, so everything is done at the factory. Leather, it's kind of a off-white leather, really comfortable. The backrest is really nice. There's a seat here, and this goes back and forward to make this into either an armrest or a seat facing forward while you're underway. On the starboard side is our galley. So this is a galley up boat. You raise this cover. You have a cutting board and a sink and a faucet. So you have your nice little sink here. And then if you want to cook something, you have to take the cover off. And you have a single burner Kenyan flat surface stove that's electric stove. It's really nice. Below the stove, you have your refrigerator that pulls out. You get a lower drawer as well as an upper drawer. So nice stowage for your beer and wine. Underneath the sink, you have a couple shelves with a garbage can, for your garbage. And then moving aft, you have some storage, little storage area here. And you should notice that all the teak is solid teak. Piano hinges. And the drawers are self-closing, soft close. Same thing with this drawer. And then hiding under here is your microwave. So hides out of the way, easy access, and you have a microwave. You'll notice you have a Stid chair, Stid Helm Chair. Top quality. The leather, white leather, matches the white leather of the settee, and nice place for driving the boat. I'll hop up there and give you a little rundown on the helm. In the middle is a 12-inch Garmin multifunction display with AIS and radar. Latest, of course, touchscreen, easy to use. You have your two Suzuki displays that'll give you your RPMs, your miles per gallon, the fuel level. Over here is your Suzuki controls to start and stop, as well as sync the engines. So there is a sync on this. And you can trim each engine separately, up or down. Across here is your switches for your lights and accessories, cabin lights, searchlight, anchor windlass here, wipers, and there are 3 Roca wiper systems on the boat. Really nice wiper systems. The steering wheel is a custom teak steering wheel, and the steering system is a Ultraflex. And you have these controls that you can select the type of steering that you're going to do, whether slow speed, high speed, or fishing. We have a set of engine controls, throttle controls, with an up and down to move the engines up and down together. And then this is the controls for the porta-plate, for up and down on the porta-plate. Our Lumar bow thruster is conveniently located, so when you're docking, it's easy to use the thruster. And the thruster that they put on this boat is oversized, so it really moves the boat side to side. So you have 360-degree view. You got these big, wide side windows. They are opening, so you can get some good flow in here. There's some overhead hatches. You got small opening hatches here that face forward, so when you're underway, you can get really good breeze blowing through here. Another hatch here. And then you've got this really big hatch right here, this opening hatch to get some air in. We have a Fusion stereo system on the boat, and we got the speakers, overhead speakers here. There's also speakers down below. And each one of these lights has a switch on it that you can either turn them all off and on or individually. They're all LED lights throughout the boat. On this boat is rather unique. It's actually 2 parts. Bottom part slides over, and then top part slides over separately. So this allows you to have either one opened or closed. So it gives you a little flexibility if you want to keep the sun out from down below, or you want to close it off to everybody. And this is all teak, solid teak. If you look at all the curved surfaces, the fit and finish, it's just really pretty. And you got a nice big area down there. Lifeline house bank, AGMs are accessed here. There is a teak platform down there, so you can put things down there, keep it out of the bilge. Access to the through hulls and the bilge pump, and there's a little fan down there for the bilge fan, just to keep air circulating, keep it fresh down there. So be a little careful with it open when you're underway, because you can get a little splashing coming in. But if you need some airflow, you get this opened up, and the upper hatch and the two little hatches, and get the side windows, and just almost like having an open boat, get really good flow. The air conditioning system does blow up here. The vent is, one of the vents is right there. This boat is air conditioned. So if you're up in the Delta, or you got the boat down in the tropics, or maybe down in San Diego, it's getting a little hot out, just flip the air conditioner on. All right, let's go down below. V-berth here, it's bigger than a king. It's got an insert. This insert fits in here like that. So you have this huge bed, or you can take the insert out, get a little bit more access here. Got some storage underneath on either side. You got 4 drawers. 4 nice sized drawers, so they're all soft close. And you have access forward to your chain locker in your bottom of your windlass. Overhead, you have a hatch, nice size hatch, and on the starboard side you have 2 opening ports. Port side you have 1 opening port. Second opening port is on the port side, is in the head. And then we've got this fully enclosed head with an electric toilet, nice size electric Jabsco toilet with a sink and pull out on the faucet if you need that, and an opening hatch. This is the 110 panel with the air conditioning switch on it. This is the battery monitor, the Blue Seas battery monitor. This is the inverter controller right here. And down here is a tank monitor. Moving forward is the Fusion stereo. And this is the thermostat for the air conditioning. And this is really cool. These are remotes for the battery switches. So you can just turn your battery switches off and on. You turn the house bank off with that switch. So moving forward on the side decks is pretty simple, pretty safe. You got a handrail on the top of the cabin top, stainless steel that runs the full length of the cabin top. The side decks are a decent size, so you don't have to do a dance to get up there, and you just walk forward. Got really good grip. Up here we've got a Delta stainless steel 35-pound Delta anchor on chain and rope rode with a vertical Lumar windlass. You got your foot switches here, so you can come up here and drop the anchor or pull it up, or you can do it at the helm, either way. And this is a little washdown, saltwater washdown. You just plug in your hose in here. So if you need to wash it down, keep the dirt off, you can do that. And then looking back on the boat, you see the 3 nice big windows. You got a nice air horn, nice loud air horn, nice spotlight, and these are your hatches, the 2 little hatches on either side, and the big hatch, and the Garmin radar dome. Thanks for joining us today on this True North 34. It's a brand new boat, first one built by Catalina, of many more to come like this. It's an outboard boat with twin 300 horse Suzuki's that'll push this boat about 45 knots. The fit and finish on this boat is just spectacular. It's a great boat. If you want to just run around with it, come down here, hop on the boat, take off, run over to San Francisco or Jack London Square, or run it up to the Delta. Be a great boat for doing any of that. You know, give us a call, the Farallon Yachts and Atomic Tuna Yachts, 888-833-8862, and we'll give you a virtual tour of the boat, get you down here and see the boat if you're interested in buying one. Everybody, we're back here at Largo, Florida at the Catalina Factory, and I have Jamie Osteen with me today. Say hi, Jamie.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, Jamie works in the factory. He's a production engineer. Jamie's got a long and storied history in the boating industry. Started with Hunter back in '84.
Yeah, exactly, 1984, April.
Back in '84, and worked his way up. And why don't you give us a little history of your experience over at Hunter and what you did?
I actually started as a boat cleaner in 1984. Came straight off the farm. Worked my way through the production lines, became a supervisor on the production lines, and then worked my way into product development and became someone that managed the product development team, the guys that actually built the new product at the Hunter facility from the Hunter design team. And then from there, I became a representative of the company in England, and when we set a factory up there. So I was associated with that project for about 7 years.
Yeah. So what'd you do with that project?
There was actually two of us that went over. We had a guy that did a lot of the mechanical, plumbing, and electrical, an expert in that area. I did a lot of the glass setup and production facility through the wood mills, varnish shops, and assembly lines. He was there with me for the first year, and then for the subsequent 6 years, I was there off and on supporting that facility. Several times a month, I would be supporting those guys. I would actually be in England for a week or so every month for the first 3 to 4 years.
Well, you must have liked fish and chips then, huh?
No, I learned to like it.
So after your time with Hunter, and I guess Marlowe bought them.
Yes, Mr. Marlowe bought the Hunter facility. Actually bought the Mainship brand as well, and he started manufacturing. And we never really stopped manufacturing in Alachua through the bankruptcy. But he took the facility over, and I worked for him in engineering for the majority of the time that I was there at Hunter under Mr. Marlowe's tenureship. And I was also, I ran the R&D department.
So here's a guy that started out cleaning boats and worked his way up and learned the ropes by actually working on these boats and set up a factory over in England, worked with lures and mainship and Hunter. He's got tons of experience. And then what happened? He came to work over here in Largo, right?
Yeah, we, Hunter at the time was building a product as an OEM, Gemini catamarans. And Gemini catamarans moved their build facility from Alachua to Largo for Catalina. I saw an opportunity with that company, and I moved with them to Largo. And for about 4.5 years, I was a contractor for Gemini catamarans as a project manager of their product at the Catalina Factory, with them being the OEM for Gemini catamarans.
All right. So you were actually here working, building Geminis, but working with the Catalina crew.
Correct. Yeah. So I built a relationship with Catalina while I was here. Fell in love with the quality, the workmanship, and just the general can get it done attitude of the employees here.
Yeah. So then you worked for Catalina or for Gemini for 4 or 5 years, and then in November you came over to Catalina full time now.
Actually, in October I came.
October.
At the toward the end of the 545 project, I came on board with Catalina, and have been with them since.
So Jamie's one of those guys that if you tell him that you need something done, it'll get done.
That's my goal.
That's his goal. That's why he's on board here. So what's project you're working on right now?
We're building the True North 34. We started that back in, I think November we started that project, and we're taking it to Miami.
And that's going out in a couple days.
A couple of days. We're shipping that boat on Friday.
Yeah, so these guys, they're swarming all over that boat now and getting things done from, what are they doing? Windows, what else?
Well, we're wrapping up the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, which is almost completely done today. All the electronics are complete. We're putting windows in, and we're putting the final touches on it. Basically, we're putting the tie on the dress shirt.
All right. And that is a sweet boat, too. It's, nice down east style 34-foot powerboat. This particular one has twin 300-horse Suzuki's on it with a top speed of mid-40s. It's fast boat. You can also get it with a single diesel. And then probably the next project is going to be the 38 True North.
That's what I'm understanding. The really cool thing about this particular down east style boat is that we preserve the ability to use the transom as a boarding boarding area, with the outboards still be part of that build. So it's a little bit unique as far as outboards are concerned. So you get the ease and usability of the transom of an inboard boat, but with the convenience of an outboard.
And it is a sweet boat. It's got a dark blue hull and just really nice down east style boat. If you're in Miami, go take a look. If not, hopefully we're going to have one out in San Francisco. We were just talking about new boat owners, or actually not even new boat owners, and how they learn about what to do on their boats, how to take care of the boats. And you've got a little experience on that. Tell us a little about your history on, fixing boats and traveling around the world, and where you went and what you did and what you saw.
As a product development manager with Hunter Marine, I had an insight into how the boats were put together and what made them function and not work. And I, as a result of that, I was asked on multiple occasions to go on customer service support trips and warranties with Hunter Marine. And I've traveled pretty much all over the world, as far away as New Zealand, fulfilling warranty and customer service fulfillment with Hunter. And in that time, I find that as I approach boat owners, I find that, there's a lot of things about their boat that they don't really know things about. So it's kind of what I was just mentioning. It's a really cool thing that you guys are doing here, because I think this allows another forum for a customer to get some information about how their boats are built. So this is a very, very positive thing I see coming.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do is get you guys out there information. So, you can just go on the web and, come to our website or Google and, say, hey, how do I change a bilge pump? And we're gonna have some blogs out there and some videos and podcasts for you, and you can listen to us or watch it, and get you guys information. So we're excited about it, and we're glad to have people like Jamie here with us, and he's excited about it too. And you'll be seeing more from us as well as from Jamie and other workers here at Catalina, trying to help you guys out and give you information, because that's what it's all about. So if you need any information, you got any questions, shoot us an email or shoot us a text, or go on our website and respond on our website, and we'll be here to help you guys out.
Then people tend to listen better.
Exactly.
And as a distributor of the information, if I feel like you're being receptive to me, then I become more open, and I actually will volunteer more information than I would have if it was a scripted conversation.
Right. And then people get to trust you.
Exactly. So,
and that's what it's all about.
And it's not to say that you're not going to make mistakes, when you're having because you make mistakes in conversation every time you have dinner with someone.
Yeah. Right.
And that's okay. You just correct them.
Hey everybody, here we are down on the 2020 True North 34 outboard model, brand new boat, hull number 1 from Catalina. Quality is really high, and this is, as I mentioned, an outboard boat, and we've got twin 300 horse Suzuki's. These engines are the engine that everybody's buying now. If you go to Florida, you see them on most boats down there now. They're just really quiet. They're really smooth. They're lightweight. Good power to weight ratio. So I'm going to go start these up for you guys so you can see this. All electronic control, full injected, push button controls. Just push the button, they start up on their own and run away, and there you go. Nice and quiet. They're also on a throttle plate, which is kind of a newer system that really helps you tune the speed. So on this boat, we'll get 45 knots out of this boat. There is an inboard version. Inboard version tops out about 28 knots. This one will top out about 45. Fuel burns about 1.4 gallons per mile. So you get pretty decent fuel burn, and that's pretty much the entire range, except at the very lower range. Lower range will get 2.5 miles per gallon. But once you get it up and running, it's 1.4. Really good, good economy on these engines, and really smooth and quiet. Catalina's done their typical high quality units. Just look around. The gloss varnish that they've done on the teeth is really nice. All of the fiberglass work is really good. They put these really cool cleats on that fold down out of your way. So really nice seat back here to hang out on. Speakers, nice music system on this boat. Just a great boat, little picnic boat. Go out for the afternoon. You've got a tough day and just want to get away and run around, this is it. Hop on this boat, go off the dock line, put your engine in the water, and take off. So yeah, I like this boat. I like this boat a lot. Come on aboard. We'll show you a little bit more. The dinette seats, this setup here is really nice. It seats probably 6 or 7. This actually goes forward. You can lower this cushion and get one more person sitting around the table, or you can leave this back so you can face forward when you're underway. But look what I got, prize winner.
Well, what do you have, Wayne?
It's a prize for a free outing on the True North. So 2-hour outing, take you out, cruise you around, show you what this baby will do. And I was just looking at the people that are signed up right now, and we're going to pick a random person, and that random person is Eddie Orton. So, hey Eddie, thanks a lot. Glad that you're listening to us, and just get a hold of us, and we will get you out on this boat. So, nice little prize. We got other prizes too. So this boat is $439,000 retail, with these twin Suzuki engines. We're doing a boat show special on the boat right now. $40,000 off. So $399, under $400,000 for this boat. It is a steal. So it's over 10% discount. Actually, it's 11% discount. And this boat's ready to go. So if you got any interest, you should give us a call. Get down here, see this boat while we still have it for sale before somebody else buys it. All right, do we have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Oh, here's a question, Wayne. If you were to buy this boat, where would you go? Could you go down to Monterey, or is this inside the bay?
Yeah, this boat could definitely go down to Monterey. It's the hull design is made for rough water. It'd be a great boat inside the bay. If you want to run up to Napa, go to downtown Napa and have I can't say have dinner there because restaurants are closed, but go up and kind of cruise around Napa or up to the Delta, Tinsley Island. There are already 4 of these boats on the bay owned by St. Francis members, St. Francis Yacht Club members. They go up to Tinsley every year and hang out together. They're all the inboard models. This is the outboard. So you'll get there before they will. You'll get the choice spot, in fact, a lot faster than you would. So, yeah, run it down to Half Moon Bay, run it down to Monterey. Sure, you got 150 gallons of fuel. So you got about 8 hours of running at 30 knots. You probably have to slow down a little bit out on the ocean, though. But yeah, ocean, bay, she'll take you wherever you want to go. Ship her up to the Inside Passage, take her up to Alaska. It'd be a great place to do that. So any other questions we got? Anything else come up?
No, we're done.
No other questions? All right.
Good morning. My name is Brent Pemberton. I think a little over 3 years now, and
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, welcome everybody. We're back here at Largo, Florida at the Catalina Factory.
Stuff out there up and you just correct them.
Yeah.
I always like to say, if you're not making a mistake, you're probably not working hard enough. You know, because we're not perfect.
That's
Nobody
right.
is.
That's right.
And, you know, in production with boats, we build boats really, really quickly. But we build them with an eye for quality, and we build them with the idea that we're producing something that's somebody's dream.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. So
Yeah.
we go in and correct those mistakes, and we learn from them and try not to duplicate them, because the bad mistakes are the ones you duplicate.
Right. Florida at the Catalina Factory, and I have Jamie Osteen with me today.
Get someone in trouble pretty quickly. He doesn't get excited about all the stuff that's happening around him. Well, we need to take our blinders off and get excited about what's happening around
Yeah,
us.
for sure.
So that's kind of where we need to be.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're trying to do some of that. You know, there's a lot to do, and you know, we pick off our little pieces and
Yes.
do what we can, and you know, we have fun with it. I mean, it's a blast. It really is.
Yeah, I'm really
So-
passionate about creating content. I think it's important for people to know, you know. For example, I was a fly fishing guy for a long time. When I was starting, I couldn't get help for shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I would go into a fly shop, they would, you're 14, who cares? I didn't have any money. Go to YouTube. YouTube taught me everything.
I actually get a lot of information from YouTube. You have to wade through it. There's a lot of bad information out there. But, you know, I figure that if I look at enough videos, and I've been around building things for enough times, that I can kind of wade through what's the bull crap and what's not.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you know, I've rebuilt several engines and vehicles that I've owned from things that I've learned from YouTube.
Absolutely. I've fixed a lot of stuff that I
Yeah.
go on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
search for it, and it's like,
But what I do find is there's not very much stuff out there that is marine related.
right,
That is good content.
right,
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there, but not good content.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of opinions
yeah.
that's not backed up by anything.
Yeah.
And you can get someone in trouble pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. We're having fun with this.
I think you got, I mean, like, you know, I think you guys have a really opportunity with this. Technology would really help.
You know, Julian's, he's about the same age as one of my boys. And I think that, you know, that the age group there they grab hold of this technology so well.
Yeah.
You know, I try to be open-minded about it. And I have a lot of stuff around my house that's electronic. You know, I'm really into sound and video and all that stuff. But it's not one of those things that we grew up with it, but we didn't grow up with it the same way you guys grew up with it.
Yeah.
So it's different. You know, the kind of experiences we had in our developmental stages are very rudimentary compared to what's available now to kids growing up. So I think from an information perspective, our society has grown leaps and bounds since I was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what we were learning as, you know, senior year high school math they're teaching in kindergarten type stuff now. You know, I
That's
mean, it's
crazy.
amazing what
Yeah.
these kids are learning at very early ages, and it's because of the information that's available. The information I had to write reports from was Encyclopedia Britannica, and we had every single one of those, and that's the only place you had information to come
Right.
from.
Right. Or you went to
You couldn't Google anything.
You go to
Yeah.
the library to, what was the card system?
Oh yeah, the index cards. Yeah.
What were they called?
There's
Dewey Decimal System.
yes, exactly.
Right? Do you know about the Dewey Decimal System? You ever use it? It's
No,
like,
well, a good example of this is that my dad grew up in Cleveland. He didn't know about California, anything about California, until he was in college. He didn't see pictures of it. He didn't know anything about it, and I knew about it. Age 7, so I could look it up.
At 18 years old, my world was very, very small.
where'd you grow up?
I grew up north central Florida, near Gainesville, about 30 miles north and west of Gainesville.
On 301?
Actually, I was well west of 301, about an hour west of 301. So I was in the woods.
Down there.
I grew up in an area, they call it the Three Rivers area. The Santa Fe River, the Swanee River, and the Itchitucknee River all converge in the area that I grew up in. Jenny Springs, our family farm adjoined the Jenny Springs property.
Ah,
So I grew up, you know, we farmed tobacco, peanuts, corn. We raised a lot of pork and a lot of cattle.
wow.
So that's the society that I grew up in.
Yeah.
We processed our own foods from the farm. Very little trips to the grocery store.
Wow.
We actually lived on the farm
Yeah.
and from the farm. And it was a bit of a communal society in that there were large acres of land, large plots of land, and different families owned them. But we shared the labor of all of the siblings and kids between the farms, so that, well, as a farmer, you couldn't afford to pay for your help then. So when it come time to pick our cotton or pick our tobacco, then all the neighboring farms would bring their kids over and themselves, and we would have a big spread and just get it done. And that's how I grew up.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
Technology is great. You know, the way America was back then was great. We just have to merge it together, you know.
exactly.
Not forget our past, but embrace the future. And I think this stuff's really powerful. And there might be a kid in northern Michigan, you know, who knows nothing about boats and then watches this video and gets really inspired. And that's what we want.
Right. 'Cause I don't know what the attendance levels are for colleges now in the marine industry as far as marine engineers and all that stuff, but I would suspect that it's diminishing. I know that it's getting more and more difficult to find manufacturing labor,
Yeah.
especially with, you know, and if you talk with someone now that maybe even has 10 years experience in the industry, and you say something to them and you mention the word lofting and they have no idea what you're talking about. So that is kind of becoming a lost art.
Yeah,
you know,
California, it's really bad. The yards, they can't find skilled labor. They just can't find it. The kids, you know, there's no training in
Yeah.
California for marine labor. There's just none. CMA, California Military Maritime Academy, but they're all going into deck officers and things like that, and maybe engineers on big ships. But you know, leisure, yachts, there's no training. at all.
well, there's an awful, well, in 2007, when the industry tanked, we lost a lot of our manufacturers.
Yeah,
And what happened is a lot of the skilled labor went to other industries
Yeah.
because there wasn't anything in this industry to move to.